Hey, what's going on? It is Steph here, and today I want to talk about external factors, you allowing them to impact the way you feel, your behaviors, just your day-to-day life. So earlier this year, I picked up this book. It is called, and hopefully I get the pronunciation right, the Daily Stoic. So what it is it's like meditations and just pieces of wisdom that you can read on a daily basis. So it's pretty much something to read and just ponder and think about each and every day. So each day I open it up to whatever it is. It's pretty much the first thing I do in the morning, and I read what the latest point is, whatever you want to call it. So a Stoic is essentially a person, it's a philosopher. So back in the day, there were a bunch of philosophers that essentially could balance out their feelings. So we have a multitude of feelings. We've got joy, anger, happiness, sadness, depression, elation, whatever it might be. So what they were able to do is they believed in balancing that out. So not feeling one extreme, whether it was good, or the opposite extreme, whether it was bad. So there was one that I read a little while ago that I absolutely loved, and it just kind of like just hit the nail on the head in the sense of what it is that I've really been focusing on. So I really want to read it to you. So this was for March 18th, and it was called Impossible Without Your Consent. So it was, today I escaped from the crush of circumstances, or better put, I threw them out. For the crush wasn't from inside me, but in my own assumptions. And this was by Marcus Aurelius. And essentially what he's saying is, it goes on and it gives you like a bit of more information to ponder about that particular topic. So it goes on to talk about, the common challenges or stresses or things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. It could be, I'm really feeling stressed today, or work is just so stressful, or, oh my gosh, my partner, my husband, my boyfriend, whatever it is just really annoying me, and I just need to get away. And what it goes on to say is essentially anything outside of you, so any of your external factors, so it could be people, situations, circumstances, anything, the only way that it can allow you to feel a particular emotion is because you've allowed it to. And that's something that I've really been working on very hard in the past, probably the last 6 to 12 months. It's something that I've been really focusing on, about not letting other people or situations hinder my feelings for that day. So I'm in control of my own feelings. You're in control of your own feelings. So being stuck in traffic and getting frustrated, that's because you've allowed that situation to impact you and you've reacted to it. So it's really taking on your own responsibility for your feelings and the way that you handle things. And I know it's really, really hard because sometimes you can get into this zone where you're thinking, well, life's really hard for me and everything just goes against me, and why does this happen to me, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to cut you off there. If those are your feelings, I'm going to give you a bit of hard love here. And you just need to stop blaming other situations and external factors that are out of your control. These are things that you have no control over, yet you're allowing it to impact you. So is that the type of life that you really want to live? Answer, yes or no. And whatever your answer is, that is absolutely fine. You can live the life that you want to live. My choice would be, I don't want to let external situations or external environments impact my feelings for the day, because it's such a waste of energy and it's a waste of negative feeling when I can be nice and balanced and feeling the way that I want to feel based on my intentions. So how do we get there? The first thing you need to do is obviously acknowledge that you probably allow external things to impact you. And look, I am not perfect in any way. I'm still trying to practice this. But what you will do is you'll find that once you make a decision, you'll start to notice when things are impacting you, and you can kind of pick it up and go, okay, this car in front of me driving their driving is just really annoying me, but I'm going to take a moment, take a breath, and not let it get to me. And you can start to notice that you'll do this with more and more situations in your life. So you might come home and your other half's sitting on the couch, they've not cleaned up, they've not cooked dinner, they've just done nothing. You've come home from a stressful day at work. You've allowed it to be stressful for you, and you've come home and you're just going to absolutely rip the head off. And that's where you just need to start really stepping back and taking note of your reactions and asking yourself why you're feeling this way. And it's kind of like picking your battles. So do you really want to feel angry and frustrated when the other person, the other situation, not that they don't care, but it's not really their responsibility for you and your feelings? So taking responsibility for your own self, actually starting to take note of the way that you do react to certain situations, that's really going to help you, because then you can start really identifying and doing self-reflection and knowing when you get frustrated and being able to then sort of pivot that feeling. Instead of feeling angry and feeling rage and frustration, you can start to sort of draw it back in and go, I am in control of my feelings, and how do I actually want to feel in this situation? And you'll start to see that over time it's going to get easier and easier for you. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. No one is perfect. But if you can change just a little bit each day or each week, then you're really going to start to notice a big difference in your life. And I noticed things changing in my life. I noticed that my everyday joy was more because I wasn't allowing other things to impact the way that I felt that day. So my emotions were a lot more steady. They were balanced. I was just feeling more overall happiness regardless of what was going on in my life. I noticed that I used to be someone that would get overworked or like overwhelmed and stressed very, very easily. And I took note of that and I started implementing little things like breathing techniques, meditation, whatever it is that's going to work for you. And I implemented that into my life. And I've noticed that just my stress levels have just really reduced. And even my relationship is better because I stopped putting so much responsibility on the other person to make me happy or to make me feel particular emotions. I took back that responsibility. So then the pressure was off of the relationship. My expectations weren't there anymore. And it's just really allowed me just to live each day the way that I want to live, because I choose to feel the way that I feel each and every single day. And I'm not saying you're going to be blissful every single day, because you're not, but it's about becoming more self-aware of what you're feeling and what's triggering those feelings, and implementing a plan, putting it in place so you can start to take back more control of yourself.